بركس سمعتنا تخاطلتنا راديو إيرينا لما أنت عديمين زلوا خبزي أوموجا it's a big soccer youth organization without a border. إذا مسيهم زلوا خونا محكي فريد بلا مدبات زلوهم أب كالغري بوزهي إرتراوان ساتفو أولوة before school, after school, that كاب سجمات كاب school وتيوم سجمات كيساتو فوج غورو. Of course, Jean Claude عبدالبزي introduce غورو لكمي. إتقندنا إذا مدبنا مزاخو سجاب كنده حدث he made a huge difference. We have بزح community لنا أب أوروبا أب كندا أب أمريكا تفرع العالم. أب لوت إذن بزح حين رأينا نزبل حدث بجن سجاب كنده لوت خم تجبر. عدميز له founder of Omoja Jean Claude كون مسؤول volunteers اللي حفتنا Nardos Tekle لما عندي تي organization time السر كابز خنتين المهار نزبل عدميز له first I appreciated Jean Claude for your time to actually talk about your organization and I appreciated that your contribution to our society overall African youth and of course like the same thing Nardos, Tekle, I do appreciate you the same thing. تعمير مسكناكي أبغوني جون كلاود كوكي مسرحكي علامة تانية رخمين جميل نزبل بجون كلاود تنجمرينا كمون ناردوس بترينا عند ترجمت أنا تساون contribute to government له أو كنت أنا عمالتيمو. First, thank you, Jean Claude. Tell us a little bit about your organization, non-profit organization, of course. Omoja, and then that's a unity soccer without borders. And how did it start? I know, as far as I know, you have many kids, most of them 60%, 70 Eritreans, youth. But let me give you the mic. You're the one that you're going to tell us how we started, where is it going, and then of course, Nardos is going to follow up.
Thank you very much, Michael. My name is Jean-Claude Munyezam. As you say, I'm executive director of Umoja Community Mosaic. Many people know the organization as Soccer Without Boundaries. It used to be our name. However, we changed the name after we become More Than Soccer. So the organization was born in 2009, but 2010, that's really when I thought there could be something. Back then, we lived in a neighborhood where most of the children were immigrant and families, all other people basically who have no means to connect with the community. So, you know, when children have nothing to do, they're going to find something for themselves, and we don't like it. And so I used what I knew very well, soccer. So soccer is very, or football, it's very easy game. You don't need to speak English. The rules is universal everywhere. Then I introduced there's four values really for the children. It's hardworking, reliable, honesty, and respect. Okay, so whether we play soccer, whether in the community, so I wanted basically to connect with those children with to make them feel that they belong to larger community. So I set up soccer in the green space, and the kids came. And once we have children and we train them on those values, I started integrating them into existing soccer club. So also, we find out some of them, they had a really problem in school. We also started helping them before school. We would tutor them if they have issue with math. So after 5 years, we had 100% high school graduation rate. And we still have the same. And so...
How, my question to you is now, of course, Nardos is going to go with the thought of starting that kind of organization for youth, and then he picked soccer. How did he come up with the ideas? What did he see that to actually come with the idea of a soccer and soccer without borders? Of course, is the unity.
It's about Soccer Without Boundaries. That's
Yes.
Soccer Without Borders is another organization in the state. So the way I had this idea, I believe if you cannot contribute, you don't belong. Okay, you can participate, but participation does not mean belonging, but contribution does. What do we know? Soccer is our game. I knew if I'm going to introduce soccer, it's going to capture the most of the youth. Okay. Also, the kids were getting into trouble in the neighborhood, and you cannot blame children because often immigration, they take care of. They send, the parent need a job, need the housing, then they send kids to school and say good luck. Okay, so it doesn't work, and that's a problem, the main problem. I'm glad because of what I started. Now organizations start actually doing what I'm doing. Back then,
yes.
There was nothing for these children. So I thought, you know what? We need to take matter in our own hand. I call it community ownership. Okay, and we started. Then, when COVID hit.
Let me ask you, John. Let me
Yes.
Nardos jump in so that way for the listeners also in Tigrinya. Nardos, ajamamuru hasab ናይ ድሞፆ ኣብ መንእስያት ከድህብ ኩዕሶ እግሪ ከም ዝገልፆ እስክግለፅልና ብኸመይ ጀሚሩ ወስኹም ብትግርኛ እስኹም ካብቶም ሓደ ናትኪ ስራሕ እንታይ እዩ ኣብኡ ንሰማዕትና ግለፅሉ።
ሽመይ ናርዶስ ተክለ ይበሃል ምስ መወጃኻ ኣብቲ ቦርድ ኦፍ ዳይሬክተርስ ከም ሴክሬታሪ ኤንድ ቮለንቲር ይሰርሕ ማለት ሲ ምስኦም ነይረ ቆልዓ ከለኹ ይፃወት ነይረ ኣብቲ ካምፕሳት እንዳዓበኹ ከዓ ናይ መጀመርያ ግዜ እንታይ ድበሃል ጆብ ስራሕ ናይ መጀመርያ ግዜ ስራሐይ ናይ መጀመርያ ግዜ ፔቸክ ካብ መወጃ ወሲደ and I think it is ዝነብሮ ዘለኹ ሂወተይ ሲ testimony to what we do ሕጂ ኩዕሾ ብምምራፅና this is not what John Claude has said but my take on it ኩዕሾ doesn't need English, soccer doesn't need English. It's not something that you really need to know the language for. ሕጂ ምስ immigrant kids ምስ newcomer ቆልዑ ስለኻ ንሰርሕ
እሶም ተመልክ ተሳቲፍካ ኣብኡ ሕጂ ቁርት ላይ ሰማዕትና ሲ ኣንዲ ናይ ኮሚኒቲ ኣሎ ናይ ገለ ኣሎ ብኸመይ ኣተክሮ ጌርክ ናብኡ ተሳቲፍክ ዝናይ ሞጃ መደብ ማለት እዩ እስኪ ንገርና ንእሰይ ድሕሪ ባይታ ክናትከሲ ኣጀማምሩ ጥቂስላ እንዲሱ ንእሽተይ እውን ነዚ ሰማዕትና ብትግርኛ እቲ ጀማምሩ ንእሽተይ እንድሕር ነቲ ሰማዕት ክትዕመና ምንሲ ፕላስ ከዓ ክመልክ ኢንትረስትድ ኮንኪ ኣብቲ ናቲ ፕሮግራም
ሕጂ ኣነ ክጅመር ከለኹ ኣይነበርኩን ኣብ ካናዳ. We were still in the immigration process. Again, ክመፅእ ከለኹ I think ከም ዝበለኹ 2009 ጀሚሮም ግን 2010 ከዓ they took off basically is what he said. ግን ኣነ ከመይ ጌራ ከም ጀመርክዎ it's miraculous really. Neighbors nearna like ገዛይሲ ድነበርኩ መጀመርያ ኒውካመር ከለኹ ክልተ ገዛ on the side of his house.
Right beside him.
We were right beside each other. The neighbors ለዝነበርና ይርአና ነይሩ ሕጂ ውፅኡ ንዕምሳና ተፃወቱ ገለ ይብለና እንከርጅ ይገብርና ነይሩ ሽዑ ግዜ ከዓ ሓድሽ ስለዝነበርና ማማ ብጣዕሚ ትፈርሕ ነይራ በይንና ክትፃወት ኣይትደልን እያ ነይራ ከምዚ ዝበሎ ከዓ እቲ ኔይበርሁድ ብጣዕሚ ሴፍ ስለዘይነበረ ኣብቲ ግዜ እቲ ቁርብተይ ዴንጀረስ እንዲ ነይሩ ግን ወፂናስ ክንፃወት ማእንታን እንታይ ገይሩ ጆን ክላድ ምስ ማማ ከመይ ገይሩ ሪሌሽንሽፕ ቢልድ ከም ድገብር ኣርእይዋ ሕጂ መፂኡ ንዕረእዮም ምስኦም ተፃዋቲ ኢሉስ ይዕድማ ነይሩ ክንፃወት ከለና ኩዕሶ يا نماما يقدمها نيرو حجي نعا انتاي قبرلا نيرو مالسي خمزي تراست راي كتفت الريكونس دارقيت الناس لبخ تعرف قيروا مالتي وخمي قرنا نتقاوت من نتقاوت علينا من يدلو مسانا من like you know كله حتوتات عد زلي أنا قرسي يمل على نيرو مالتي وحجي نعا بحد نجر أقصينوا نعا نخا he created opportunity مغنياتو وإنا خنتقاوت مس community نفت إرسي أخيلنا مالتيو هجت موجة دبها organization نزي حدا نتي نهيوة تراين نجيركم جن we do this at large scale مالتيو هجي نتي experience we try to replicate it.
سكاب كندي إرتراون اللو هجي أو أنا ممكن دي غرافوني جون كلاود مكحتة دوزو في إرتراون يدي لأنمو I know أنا مري إني رتوت بس practice متينيرة سكاب كندي إرتراون اللو ببزحي سلم تاودي هيبو.
Okay, so مجمع هنجمر كلنا newcomers رايس لازم نبرت goalنا حجي to numbers it depends on who the newcomer is at that time مالتي قدم ببزحي سيريان نيرو منا مغنياتو سيريان newcomers يمتو سلن نبرو حجي خاء إيرتراوين عبزيحهم سلازعاتو زلو ناب زكاتما مالتي ببزحي إيرتراوين علونا حجي he says 70% around 7 مالتي 7 percentile سي إيرتراوين مدلنا which is so crazy مغنياتو أنا هجمر كلخو قوم إنا برن سلسة دينا 4 نيرنا قدم مالسي بزحات إيرتراوين سزي نبر أبتناتنا community نبر لمدنبرنا حجي expand نقبرنا مسوات أنا خانا مالبرو خفيتنا حانتي branch and then there's like other branches all over the city حجي so أبتزلو ومتينا يوم basically
So he focused on Eritrean life because Mr. Claude. So let me jump into him, Jean-Claude. That's a very important. What I was asking her about, how did you actually recruit Eritreans youth? I know there's a lot of there's community in Calgary, Eritrean community, and there's soccer stuff like that. But how did you actually target Eritreans like everybody else? What did you see?
I don't. We don't recruit. The kids talk to other kids.
Okay.
And it's word of mouth because once kids come, they do be wrong. So my organization, majority of those kids, their first job, okay, they work in this organization. Every summer, I hire at least 20 young people, okay? So basically, as I say, we build the belonging, then people come, okay? So what's happened is usually, this is what I try to tell people. If you're solving a problem, this is how I look at it. I never target one community or another community. I'm solving a problem, then everyone who has that problem, they come. So Eritrea, they have a talent, the kids, but they don't have money to pay for soccer, okay? Maybe they don't have money to buy shoes to play soccer with. Because in Canada, you need shoes, of course, you know. They don't know how to connect with a competitive soccer league. So this year, we're going to send the kids in Scotland. We have, I think, 6 Eritrean in this team. Everyone else is white, okay? Basically, this is a team with the money. They pay to send their kids, but we sponsor those 6 kids who play in this team to be like just everyone else. Go with other kids, same shoes, same jersey, same everything. We do create opportunities, and Eritrea needed opportunities, so that's what we did.
So Nardos is gonna translate into Green. What are you saying, Nardos? It's انتهي بخمي تعود كيلو تبزح إيرتراون كبخمي ما تقطعني كقلت المتاع
أجي خمت زبالو مالسي جان كلار كم زبالو إيرتراوين دلينا سلازخونا ديكونا 70% إيرتراوين دهونو توم سيرف نقابرهم سبات قلعو عديتاتهم أبوتاتهم مالسي تخلو فاميلي جن انتاي نقابر نحنا we're very خمزي problem oriented حجي سلازخونا انتاي مخرو لو بتقرنا problem oriented
تقامات
يا تقام رئيناس كم يقرنا solution ممتز لازخون علامة حجي ناتي solution زدالي سب يمتنا to problem زلو سب تي እንታይ ድበሃል እቲ ነገር ምስጢር ኮይንዎ ዘሎ ሰብ ሕጂ ከመይ ጌርና ሰልቭ ከም ንገብሮ ርእዩ ሰሚዑ usually when ሓደ ቆልዓ መፂኡ ሕጂ እንድሕር ምሳና ኩዕሾ ተፃዊቱ ንኣሕዋቱ ክነግረልና እዩ ንመሓዙቱ ክነግረልና እዩ ሕጂ ብከምኡ like ዕስል ኢሎም እዮም ድመፁ next time ሕጂ ሓደ ሰብ 7 ሰብ ሒዙ ገለ ይመፅእ ምክንያቱ ብተግባር እዮም ድርዩ ሕጂ ሪኦም ንካልእ ሰብ ይነግሩና ምንበር ከምዚ ንኤርትራውያን ጥራይ ደሊና ወይ ከዓ ንሲሪያን ጥራይ ደሊና ስለዝኮነ ኣይኮነን ንዓና ድመፁና እምበር our plan is just to we see the problem and we bring the solution ከም ድበሎ ማለት እዩ
Okay, so ሕጂ ኣብ ትለውጢ I'm going to ask John Claude too. You've been running for the last what? 15 years, John Claude?
14.
14 years.
Yeah, it's
so,
yeah.
So both of you, you're going to say Tigrinya too. So you've seen the change of youth after school. You have tournaments, you have practices. What is the age of the youth that they come up? What kind of ages do you guys have? Like,
oh, we have from age 5. And so if you watch Eritrean team that won Nationals Cup here in Calgary, so goalkeeper is my kid. He's 24 years old. Okay, he is still with us. Okay, we have 3 kids in that team. Okay, again when he came to Canada, there's no way he was going to pay to play soccer. So what we did, we created the under 23. We say yes, you have skills here. You can practice your skills. So they can go up to 26, 27. Again, depend. It's not only soccer we have. We have many programs. And this is why we changed the name from Soccer Without Boundaries to Umoja Community Mosaic. Because when COVID happened, we were more connected to the community than anyone. When everybody locked down, I figured out how to open. So we had the one lady, she had a baby 3 days before. She needed food. So the child who was in my soccer program phoned and said, we need the food because social worker who was helping us, she's working from home. So how can you help people while you're working from home? So I said, okay, what do you need? Milk. What else? Do you have a food? No. Okay. I say, okay, now maybe we're going to do food. And I phoned someone. I got money, $1,000 to buy a gift card from Superstore. We started buying food, deliver to people. We were first organization here in Calgary who started this food delivering to the families.
That was during COVID.
During COVID. We are the first organization here in Calgary who started getting laptops and giving to families when the school went online. So other organizations been watching what I'm doing. Still today, you see a bunch of organizations trying to do soccer. But for us, it's not soccer, okay? See, soccer is a vehicle we use in order to do community development, really using this. Because by doing that, we'd figure out the child who cannot do math at school. We figure out the child who has the behavioral issues. So we have a psychologist. Okay, if a child is a trauma, we have psychologists who also work with the school. He works for us after work. We pay him. He's not a volunteer. He can see those children. So then we can be able to know what else this child needs to be able to succeed. Okay, again, we deal with the entire human being. Then we have after-school programs in the communities. Again, my philosophy is, if I can make it that child does not cross the street, that's what I do. Okay. Then, yes. So being practical, the way in Africa we do, it's basically here, unfortunately, you cannot take soccer ball and go in the street. However, we have a many green space. Okay. Most of our soccer, it's happening in those green space. That's where kids start. We train them. We teach them those values. What expectation if you're going to play the team? Okay. There is a coach. There is a referee, team manager. You have to listen to them. Otherwise, playing soccer is a privilege. Going to school is a right. Okay. So once we teach that child, and again, this is when really you teach a child to compete. This is society of competition. Okay. So if our children don't know how to compete, okay, they give up easy. So basically, we deal with the entire child. We still have our food bank, kind of food hamper program, and it's different. If you are Tigrinya, I give you teff and barley, then I give you everything else.
Okay.
If you're from Rwanda, I give you cassava flour, then I give you everything else. Then if you're from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, so I give you the corn flour, then I give you everything else. And you don't come to line up. I know our people, you know, Rwandan will die rather than going to line up to get food. Okay. So I know it's the same with the Eritrea and Ethiopians.
Let's see.
So this is what we deliver, and we use the superstore bags. When the neighbor sees, they say, okay, superstore is delivering from this family. See, this is basically, again, what I call dignified a way of giving. Again, our motto is called, we catch people before they fall. Other organizations, they wait you fall, then they can pick you up. Sometimes you're broken, then rather than solving one problem, you have 10 problems.
It's true. Okay, Nardos is going to tell us what you're actually saying to our listeners. Nardos, كنتم سمعتوا ساكر طرحنا يكون programكم. beyond ساكر كيدكم أب family وشتي كيودا أخل يأخذ إحنا دليل أمتي وأخذت حنتي. جزكي قبل الناس قلت أنا حب سامرايز غير كتير بناتكم تما أمي جالسين عبي بجد كلات أبكر سود هذا راح يكون بس كنا قرنا.
حجي كعشو مجمريا نيرنا even كعشو ترى تبروجرام كلنا كل جزء كم قالت كو أبي وتيز نبرة مالسي عدي كمان نسي أو كي تفرح يدوس متيس نعي مسا بس نعمس أم تسآتي نعرأي يوم قال دبلان نبرس معناته إتي ناي program إتناتنا organization understanding زلناس نتقول عن تحدى اللي خلنا تقول families كم يركم تحب فلت لك مش هنجي in the same line مالسي COVID مسمت كله عزوز مسبلة مال تمرت تعزيو كله تشاب تعزيو تم نيرو مالسي تذكريها تفتيها هنجي إحنا خامو نيرو حجي حاجة قلعة أبتي soccer programs نبرة جون كلود دويلوس عديسي حدش حري like حري حريسة سلسة ورحة خمانيسي قابلتن قنت social worker مسانا زسرح نبرس كاب جزا سلسرح رلو مقبية بالنانا بجزا انتك قبل كمانيس تأفي إني لو نيش تيقول عايب دعمي كستي حزكا اللي بغاية
سمعك of course
معك يا حج دوي لولو جون كلارك أنت يا مثل اللي أول لك هذه لو أبا يبلنا نجبان لك هذه بان يبلنا حجي جون كلارك كيلو مجمع نعوم تزاريبهم على سين تحكم زي اليوم فليتو سوبر ستور كيلو جزيل لهم مزيو حجي نسوم تراي جن كم ديكونه ترديوهم نتقول على جزء تراي كونن توم فاميلي تراي كونن كم زلخون يلو حسيبو هدي خمي جيروس نتوم أب كمينيتي نازنا بروس كمي جيرنا تديجنتي ناسهم ده حال ناس كمي جيرنا تزليهم food security مالسي كمي جيرنا نحجزهم يلو حسيبو هدي أنا هم يسرحني مسؤول تاع جزيتيا food hamper programs بهالنجر تجميرو أبتي جزيتي بخومينا حجي food hamper program مش جمع الناس كله تخلق نجر نسرحو نبرنا مليسو عابيو حجي tutoring نجبر food hamper كسا حجي له
كاب person time مالتي كابيتهم توت مقبي
يا حجي كاب سوبر ستور كيدو يجوزو تي مك تي كاب سوبر ستور نايت عادو مقبت رايدي كونه خاص تي culturally appropriate بهال مقبي مالسي حجي أنا إيرتراويتي نتعفن نتايدو بهال barley
مشلا عفون
yeah مشلا you know the most important one is مشلا and حجي ننجر راستن كز مانتان حجي نعي إيرتراوي خمزوهم كو فريتو up to food hamper أف and مشلا يعني مالتي حجنا خالقوت كا خمت زبالة كانتهم رواندا كا
كبناتهم
كساور دبها يبلعو حجي كساور فلاور جيرو خا مستي خالقوت خالنا جير زي اليوم باقينا نوصل we deliver it to their house حجي سباس مزينا like نخفف ذا city at one time I think Jean-Claude we served around like 800 if not more people right
شو ما انت
Oh, you're muted, Jean-Claude.
It was about 1,000. Most people we served was 1,300 families. When we put in individual people, they were about 4,000, close to 5,000.
Wow. زهمنا
that's
I
huge.
feel it's كونت أني حمونياتو أبتي مجمري أترى يسرح نيرا نابتي مرتي عدهيبة مالتي تتمرتي حيزني حجي خمس بلو فاميلي سلا سيرف نقابر كمي قرنا نتقول عطراي دلينا سلا زي كنا خمي قرنا نت فاميلي جن uplift خم نقابرو سلا نحسب نبرنا تعلامنا خم وسلا نبرخا كله نقابروس أبتا umbrella مالتي if fits هجي tutoring كنقابر كلنا نتقول عن حق زالنا مش جن women's ناي honesty club كالنا program هجي تنا ديتات بحنسب مزين أو خم إهين مهيني بحالا شهن داستيا مالتي like دينك إسرحنا نقابر to be honest even كزارب اللغة
It's بتاع me. My question to you guys is both of you. You can respond in Tigrinya and of course Jean-Claude in English. How? Seriously, there's a lot of communities. Let's say Eritrean community in Calgary, it's huge. Got a lot of money. I don't see a bit of what you guys are doing. The only thing we had probably is culture and language that they do every Saturday, which I give them it's very amazing. But in Edmonton, in Calgary, in Vancouver, are we talking about specifically right now? بزعبة community تابجلو أبدقي وزراء أمريكا يا أوروبا زبدي جلي إذا ناتكم تقولوا زلهم بخمي حدث بجيروسي أبزع عينت كم زعينت شيء ترى أخونا أنا سكاب كم فوتو بجت سات في بزلا خوبتها. What would you say, guys? Why are the community missing? You guys doing like it's a huge community job in a way. Why are African community they not progress like you guys do? And of course, I'm going to ask you, how do you get funded and so on? But I need to ask you a question that, Jean-Claude, what would be the secret, your success? I know you told us, you know, you got to catch a kid before it falls. That's very important. After school, where do they go? You keep them busy. But to be committed and to go this much far, almost 14 years, what was the secret? And why are the African community not doing it? I know I'm not speaking all of them not doing it, but I've never seen as a successful of you guys' organization is.
Oh, there is a few things. Number one,
Okay.
it's a history of Black community here. Of
Okay.
course, when I started, it took 8 years for someone to start at least giving me money. Trust me, at least thinking I know what I'm doing. I had many organizations who wanted to take over organization. I have other who want to fund me and tell me what to do. I had to say no to money, okay? I was driving taxi and doing this for free because I believed that this was something big, because it was a gap. I was feeling if I'm gonna allow someone to dictate me, I'm gonna lose my vision, because whoever pays, they own you. Until I came to the point where I tell funders, okay, I have 100% high school graduation rate. What do you want? You want me to go through all of this process? What big picture? What problem do you want to solve? I think that's where African community, we started so many things here, but everybody take over or they die. Why? Again, is number one, what's the problem is solving? Okay? And is this problem your problem? Remember, Eritrean's problem here is Calgary problem. It's not Eritrea problem. But if you treat it as Eritrea problem, why should anyone fund you?
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's what African problem we have really.
Nardos?
We think we're solving our problem. is not our problem. It's the city's problem. It's Canada's problem. Now, once you have that, you go on the table not saying, help me. No. You going and say, I'm solving your problems. Come and join me. Okay? So because I do quick math. Putting young person in jail is $250,000. If I'm going to ask you 6,000, I'm saving you 239,000. Okay, so is this person helping me? No, I'm helping him. I'm saving his taxes. Okay, who have then interest to put the kids in the jail? However, all of them, they say we need police to put these kids away because we have not done a very good job to say, actually, there's a better way. Because we're also South Sudanese, we have a problem. So this is something I try really to discourage African community. If you have a solution, create solution. Whoever fit in solution, come in. This is Canada's problem. It's not your problem. Once you make it your problem, then you will be looking, you're sure that someone's going to take it away. But guess what? If you solving a problem, whoever take it away will never know what to do with it because they will take copy, you will have original. Okay. So I think internalizing those problems, call it our problems, that's really destroy everything we try to do. This is why you find someone having this. Once we go there, then how many tribes in one country? Then you will find also one, Oromo, we need our own. Amhara, we need our own. Then, however smart people now, they say, oh, East African. But when you look really, they're talking about themselves. Okay? So I think the problem is that we're not looking global beyond us. We need to think next generation and generation after, not just us right now.
Okay. Nardos, can you dip in a little bit? I know كزارب صنيحو تي كندي مستر نايزي ناتكم عوتاتسي كم تاكتو مركوسي أخو صني
أنت قلت تبل كلس كمان يا
تلكي؟
إيشو قلت تبل كلس كمان إيشو
I know واو قلت بالو للجاقي ده حقوس
عمقري مني كل جزء نزارة كل جزء يدقر منها عاتي wisdom دلو بتعمي هم تزبلو مالسي حدا نجر secret نجر ديتردد عنا نجر مالت كم جان كلود دبلو كله جنزب دهبكاس نصبوك كدلي مالت هيكونن هجي بغنمي أخا نيسي جنزب كان محتاج كاس انت solution دلك انت يوت problem solve كجور دلك هم زبالو حجي جان كلود بفاندينج قدمه مهابومسي بزح جزء وسيلة لنا for free دسرحوس دعمي دقر مكا خماني
نوح يساريحو بتروحو
نوح يساريحو بدي جنزب كمان يسي حجي يغفل له مش because he's on call 24/7 like it's never enough you know what I mean this man works way too much but كم عينة zeal كم عينة delete سمعت كله كله مجمرة حجي تسمعت كها needs to become تتزرر منالوس problem oriented ناي أب كالغاري نبر لنا سبات دينا problem solve كنقبر دلينا ولا أب إرترا زلو سبات مالسي نماني to problem ناي من problem يحجزي تا problem انتاي بتقرنا تفينا انتاي هلا
تقام مالتي تقام تفتن أكون
it is against many responsible حجي تي for example هم تدبرو إن حنا ناي إرترا نجار إن حراب زخين كسول كتقبل فتينكا many more have Canada
أتكلم تقامي بر ناي كالغاران تقام يكونن دلو
كمان
كندا تقام يكونن جي قلت أنيهم
yeah حجي more deeply جنكا I think the most important message انتايلو مسلكا تي حاجس كده اللي خلها ويكا تساقا من نحر recognize جير كايو وي زوم قولعس كمي جيرنا نحب حبهم ኮይኑ ወይ ከዓ እዞም ቆልዑት ከመይ ጌርና ናብ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ነእትዎም ኮይኑ it needs to be generational ማለት ሲ
መጻልነት ክልዎ ኣለዎ
ያ ሕጂ ንነብረሉ ደለና ጥራይ ፀገም ርኢኻ ደይኮንካ solution ትፈጥር ሲ ናብ future ነገር እንዳጠመትካ solution ክደልለካ ካልኣይ ከዓ ኩሉ ግዜ እቲ ፀገም recognize ምስ ገበርካዮ ሲ በጃኹማ ተሓግዝኒ እንድሕር ኢልካ ለማን ኢኻ ትኸውን ሕጂ እቲ power balance ዝበሃል ምሽ ኣሎ it makes you be the receiver ሕጂ እንድሕር
ተቐባላይ ጥራሕ ትኾን ኣላ
هو ተቐባላይ ጥራይ ኮንካ ካ ክትነብር ኣይትኽእልኒ ኢኻ ወይ ግዜ like ብጣዕሚ ድሓስየካ as a person that works non for profit ግን እንድሕር እዚ problem ኣነ recognize ገይረ ኣለኹ ኢልካዮ solution ከዓ ረእዮ ዝሰርሐ ኣለኹ ከም ትርእይዎ ማለት ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ዝሰርሕ ኣለኹ ሕጂ እንድሕር ክትኣትው ደሊኹም ምሳይ እተው ተደይ ኮይኑ ግን ኣነ ክቕፅል እንድሕር ዓይነት ኮይኑ እቲ ናትካ perspective you see the power balance changes ምክንያቱ I'm not ለማ ናይ ነበርኩስ owner ኮይነ ማለት እዩ exactly
تفتح لها ጸገም ኣብቲ ምጽጋብ ከዓ ዝሳተፈው ኣለዎ ማለት እዩ ኮሜንት ዘለኹ ምሽ
exactly ሕጂ ከም መፍትሕ ሰብ መፍትሕ ኮይንካ ኢኻ negotiate ትገብር ሓግዙኒ ኢልካ ድመፅእ ብዙሕ ለውጢ የለን to be honest with you
أو حتى كي كندي حجة عن تويتر لحيته بزحات كوميتات على الوامزي عايزين يوثقون كوميت اللي أنا زعدي الصغمت مجوروز اللهو I don't think that أسكول كي بحال مقام دلا أب كالغاريان بفولنتير تسرح تزي كوينو زعابي كوميت له أب كله وقت كرهب ريق تفلت السقي وي كمزنا جون كلاود وي كمز عند سكسس أبا خزولو أب كالغار راح يكون بحافشو أب نور زامير كاري بيروب عادي كله خدي بعلي رب علي فلتو جن فوكس من السياق زخوني
to be honest أنا أب موجة توليد عبي basically هجي بزح نايكولوس organization تعيمة يفلتني كم just generally speaking
ولا بزلنا يا حجي سيد حنا كالبكا بعل كله خدي فلتون أبزلنا يا عدقن كم زناتكم تفلالي كوميونيتي راهم ولا خبر عادي بيركب كاب قبل هنا كوميونيتي لوسي أقول لنا سيف ناي مقبار أبساكر اتفاق جزيهم أبتصبغنا موعل ريخ تفلتر بزلنا يعدي بس صفلتيه
يا نو رأي فلتني كم كله خلنا دي أب small عينت like ليش تبلا برنامجات كله يخلنا دي جن حجي نحنا 14 عامات يعني رأي لنا كم حجيتهم نعشتو برنامجات انتا يخونو وي يهالكو شعوق نيش ببن إيشتي نابتي
علمي محتر
يوم يحتر basically ويكاتهم عبيتي دبحالو زوم you know government sponsored you know دخونو non for profit كانتا يخونو جنزب مسؤوم الله تي عب زرع نجرجن ولا حنت زي بلون حجتهم خمت دبلو جون كلار حجتهم عبي دبلو برنامجات انتهي قبرو نتي جنزب توهيبهم مسألة لو نجدن كسرحوا اللوم جين كدمعوا له زي كله إنني إشتي organization كم زناتنا حجني إشتي كوا خلنا بهالين خلينا عبينا إلى دلنا جين كلام انتهي قبروني رو كنهبك جنزب ما كنكفلك كم تدلنا يو كم تناتنا نجبرس أسرار حق أير ويلوت ويكا نحنا خنوستو قال يبها حالنيرو حجي نحنا كال problem زلنا خاص أب جنزب كان خلنا قربتين للوت نخوت we're not very selective حجي اندحر نايبحك أمين كان نفسها أناس مفتح لني كان نحر أمين كان نفسها it's no problem for you to pass up جنزب you know what I mean نحر حجزون تراي تبل كوين كاجن ريغاية mindset انتي قبرك مجمع حاجز كم تخلو أو متسم حجز أو ريحي بالله حجز إلك أتي زنابرك علامة بتعمي like أبغى عداقات أتوه مالتي.
Okay, so this question is going to be for both of you, of course. How many we talk about this is an Eritrean program in ways. Listeners that are a lot of Eritreans. Can they manage save girkum after school? The way gangs got to the hospitals in the world. We captain the away كسجوجو حسو saved go. So my question to you also, Jean-Claude, how many youth did you guys save with your program? I know it's beyond soccer, but you know there are a lot of kids in trouble. So and overall, if you can have numbers, what would be the numbers? And then you know.
Oh, it's a lot. Okay, so it's a lot because it's very hard to say pinpoint this one, that one, but we know because, for example, if you come to public housing where we work, you can see one kid in the jail who never been in our program. His cousin next door is going for scholarship at United States because of sport.
Your program.
Okay, or has a job with me. He's coaching soccer, okay, and going to school at the same time. He has part-time job somewhere else, you know, playing soccer as well in the competitive. It's really the kids learn, have part-time job, go to school, play soccer, and basically become responsible. So that's one. Then we have incidents. I was in Rwanda in May. We had the kids who were here just 3 months. They done something any other kids here would do, but they called police on them. Okay, so we had to hire a lawyer. He was going to cost us $15,000. We didn't have to pay that, but that spirit of catching kids before they fall.
Okay.
I called my board and say, okay, we will have to raise this money if we don't have, we don't have that kind of money to do those kind of work. But if we're going to go for legal aid, the kid's gonna be in jail for 2 weeks, 3 weeks before a lawyer can take the case. Okay. Then once a lawyer takes the case, first is release them, blah, 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 blah. So 1 week, kids in the jail, they meet with already professional criminals. When they come out, it's done. So we were able to prevent that from going there, which is I can tell the government, okay, we saved you $750,000 a year. However, we served our community. That's how I see it. Okay. I never help kids in that way and do it again. We ended up not paying that $15,000 because it was so easy for the lawyer. It was just one letter to the detective. Okay. Detective backed down right away. There was no case. Okay. So those are the things our community, those basically resources our community don't have. And if we continue to work the way we work, actually, we cannot build that. Because I tried to call people I thought they would help. They say, oh, no, because of my conflict of, I'm involved with this and that. If I get involved in that, might look. Okay, I said, you can go to hell with that. Okay? We're saving kids, period. Okay? And these kids from your own community. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. Once you identify what problem you're solving, then identify who is my partners, because there is a philosophy of Aboriginal in Australia. They say, okay, no, if my freedom and your freedom bound together, let's work together. Don't help me. I don't need your help. Join me. Let's work together. But if you come just for help, you're wasting your time. So sometimes we're just chasing people for help. And that's what is wrong. Because when someone help you, okay, they own you. So where they're telling you, oh, no, because of this we're doing, you cannot get involved in that. You know, I never signed those confidentiality stupid. Okay. I basically, if you're going to restrict me from advocating, I'm not going to sign it. It doesn't matter how much money you're going to give me, because that's buying someone. So it's a lot of children, because kids, we have a program in public housing, and you know, any problem we have in public housing are massive. And the problem we have with the newcomers, because you will never see a fight in my soccer program, never, because of those 4 principles. hardworking, reliable, honest, respect.
Okay.
Fighting don't solve a problem in our world.
Okay.
We teach kids to talk, okay, and complain.
Okay.
And we tell them to do the same in school, okay? Then if they don't do anything, come to me. Say, this happened to me. I told my teacher did not do anything. I'm scared to go to talk to principal. Or I'm afraid to talk to my teacher because the kids might target me because I'm snitching. I said, oh, good. And we have a system, it's called community captains, okay? In every community, I have kids, if something happened and they don't tell me, kind of, they're going to lose some privileges with me. Because my community captains, if I'm going to hire, I hire them first. Once they turn the age, depend 15, 16, 17, okay? In the summer, they can basically make money entire summer. However, if there was a fight at school, involved our kids, and I don't know about it, someone in that school who was there, then they are not reliable. Okay? So, and those incentives, again, because the kids know that this program is for them. It's not for me.
So
okay? It's their benefit.
The benefits.
Okay. This is why basically commitment. If I say I need everyone 7 in the morning, they show up. Okay. And the kids can call me. There's one who just phoned me a few minutes ago. He's going to go to play soccer, but his parents are not able to buy shoes. Okay. So I will take him and buy him shoes. Okay. No question asked. Again, that's equity. Everybody's singing. Okay. Equity, diversity, and inclusion. We do it. Okay. And we've been doing it for a very long time. So equity, when you send the kids to play soccer, looking like any other kids. Okay. So then inclusion is these kids who come from somewhere. Okay. When it's come to summer job, hey, I know your English is not good. I know you are not a perfect. You don't even have a resume because you never worked before, but I'm going to trust you that we can work to build your resume. This is your job. So this is what you have to do. So that's inclusion in my work. Okay. Very so when it comes to diversity, again, is that a problem I'm solving? And everyone who has that problem, yes, join the solution here. Okay. Again, that's inclusion. Then when I take these kids again who come from Eritrea, from refugee camp in Uganda, somewhere, and I put them in the foothills playing AYSL soccer, that's the highest you can play. They don't speak English yet, but when they score the goal, you can see the hug and the high five, okay? That's inclusion. In addition, I call it socioeconomic integration, where millionaire kids actually meet with the kids who live in public housing. And their meeting is not that it's coming to help him, okay, and give a charity. No, they share this passion. Okay. And they become timid. So that's very important.
Very good. Yeah. Let's jump. Nardos, can you go on in Tigrinya, summarize it, what John Claude's doing? I know to go abroad, that nothing. كاتاتولوم حصقب تفتيو تريفليتو من بعدكم سكني شتي كفلنا تاخذ صريح سمرايز
اينا كم تزبلك جون كلود عب انتينا نبلو نيرنا مثل كاب بس خنسرين كلنا مزو he doesn't work 24 hours, he works 25. He works 25 hours a week, 8 days of the week. هالجي مالتي كم نحنا نسرح تباهيلنا همانيس كابانا بتعمل على dedicated عين السبس لازخنا كم تزبلك زي ستوري خنقرك أنا حنا يزوم سلسة قلعتي حنت ستوريا دار حنتي على كمان كويناتنا حنجي كندي like مالي زي بلو تليفون ناي like midnight قال دولس ኣይተዛረበሉን ከማነይ مش ከምቲ ዝበልኩ ካቲ ሕጂ ብነገርካ ነበርኩ earlier about the food hamper ክንጅምር ከለናስ ቆልዓ ደው ኢሉሉ ከምኡ ዓይነት relationship ስለ create ዝገብር ምስቲ ፋሚሊታት ሕጂ እንታይ ይገብር ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ንሶም trust ስለ ዝገብሩ እቶም parents ድዮም ቆልዑ ከይወደቑ ከለዉ ወይ ከዓ እንድሕር ሓደ ገለ ነገር ንሕር ኣጋጢሞም ቀልጢፎም ንመን እዮም ዝድውሉ ጆን ክላውድ ሕጂ ቴሌፎኑ is never on silent you'll never catch John Claude's phone on silent ምክንያቱ ኩሉ ግዜ ድድወሎ ከምዚ ኤመርጀንሲታት እንድሕር ገለ ኣጋጢሙ ንሱ እዩ መጀመርያ ኣብቲ ሲን ድመፅእ ማለት እዩ ከምቲ ዝበለካ ሕጂቶም ነቶም ሰለስተ ቆልዑት ሎየር ፕሮቫይድ ክንገብር ከኢልና ከማነይሲ 15,000 ድግባኣናስ ብሓንቲ እንታይ ድበሃል ናት ጋዜጣ what's a letter
newspaper
no ሓንቲ ንእሽተይ ታሽሙ ፅሒፎም ሰዲዶምሉ ነቲ ፖሊስ ድነበረስ ሕጂ እቲ ኬስ ዝነበረ ድሮፕ ገይርዎ ኢሚድየትሊ ግን እንድሕር ደይነበረስ ኢንቨስቲጌት ገይሮም ቶም ሰለስተ for sure መእተዎም ናብቲ መሰር ቤት ማለት ሲ ሰለስተ ወርሒ ከማነይ ደይገበሩ ሓደሽቲ ቆልዑ ኢና ንዘራረብ ዘለና ሕጂ እቲ ኮሚኒቲ ሪሶርስ ከምኡ የብልና ንሕና ሕጂ ከምኡ ድሰርሕ ድፍለጥ ከዓ ሕጂ ድኾነ ኣብቲ ንሰርሖ ቦታታት ኣብቲ ኮሚኒቲታት ከይድካ ትፈልጥ ዶ ጆን ክላውድ ከይድካዮም ኩሎም እወ ንፈልጦ ብሉካ ሕጂ ከምኡ የድልየካ እዩ ሰብ ላይክ እንታይ ድበሃሉ እቲ ትግርኛ ምስል ኣሎ እንታይ ትፈልጥ ደይኮነስ መን ከም ትፈልጥ እዩ
መን ከም ትፈልጥ ፅቡቅ ኣለኺ
ሕጂ
it's not what you know
ብእንግሊሽ ከምኡ ይብልዎ ሕጂ እሳ ተልየና ንሕና we need to be more connected I would say
መርሓባ ኣብኡ ሕጂ ብዙሕ ኣወርዱ እውን ወሲዱ ኣሎ city of Calgary from police departments apparently. What I'm asking you, so she'll jump also to say in English. You had many awards, walk us through how many awards that you got from the job that you guys did. Oh no, of course you and your organization included you, but how many awards did you get? I know few. John? He's off. You're off. So ብዙሕ ኣወርዶ ወሲድካ ኣለካ I know ካብቲ ስራሕካ ተደኒቖም city of Calgary police departments and so on but can you tell us how many awards you won because of the job the difference that you're making ውፅኢት ኣብ መንእሰያትና ኣፍሪካውያን ብፍላይ ዝበዝሑ ኣፍሪካውያን if I'm not mistaken እትገብሮ ዘላ ኣብ ፀገማት ምፍታሕ ድሕሪ ስኩል ኣብ ጋንግሳ ክነይኻኣቱ ንገለ ኸያቱስ how many awards how many awards did you get so far?
Not to interrupt you, but
go ahead.
We're your awards. I would say we're your medals.
Medals. Okay.
You mean so I don't remember, but probably every award we have here in the city, I have it. Maybe a few they created recently. I have Immigrant of Distinction Award. I have a Lieutenant Governor Award. I have there is one called the Stampede Innovation Award. I have there are many. It's hard to.
You cannot remember.
I have Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, Platinum Jubilee Medal. So I have two. One was 2012. Another one was 2022. There are many. I cannot count.
But that's ብዙሕ award that you receive a lot of awards from the work that you guys do making a difference.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So okay, my last question. So how do you guys get funded? How do tell us both in Tigrinya, Nardos, and then in English, of course, Jean Claude. I don't know. He started from nothing. So
yeah. The way we get funded, okay, we started with, Rocco. I went to Canadian Tire and tell them, look, how many shoplifting you have? They say, oh no, it's too many. So I say, okay, I need a pyro on it. I'm gonna create a solution. So 1 year I went back. I said, how many do you have? They say, actually, it's went down almost to zero. So can you give me the money you're paying security? I solved your problem. Okay, so I have funding from Canadian Tire for probably I get close to $100,000 a year. Okay, close to that. Okay, and other people who see what we are doing. And actually, I never have fundraiser. I do that. However, with everything else I do, is impact in the community. Schools sometimes raise money for us without me knowing. Sometimes I receive phone call and say we have $100,000 here. We thought this is going to be your organization deserve this. Then we have the now federal government actually started funding us. City of Calgary started funding us. And the funders are kind of catching on again because of impact. Okay, this is what I try to tell African community. Just be patient. Don't chase money. Chase impact and outcome. Okay, the money is going to follow.
Okay.
So this is basically where we are. Our budget is 2.5 million, I think. So this is April. I think I have 2.3. Okay, so just rest of the year, I need to raise 200 to 300,000.
Okay.
So I come from just one guy in a soccer field.
Now, how many do you have now?
Now I have about 20 people working for organization.
ብዙሓት ኤርትራውያን ኣለዉ how many Eritrean employed too on that?
Sorry?
How many Eritrean do you have employed there?
I had one, but she's I have many. For example, in soccer, three. Okay. Then I have the one who kind of drive kids to soccer now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And we had also kind of a social worker, but she's not. We're hiring another one. Okay. So I have about 12 full-time staff and 9 part-time. And what I try to do, we have people from 48 countries, okay, in organization. And we try hard for those people to be represented, okay? However, most of all is, again, if you consider I'm not good in fundraising, I never learned to fundraise, I never marketing and other things other organization has. However, people impact, the people talk to other people. And that's basically staying grassroots. And also funders, I refuse money for many times. Some of them actually we sit down and we say, okay, this is how it works. For my people, it works this way. And this is the impact I get. I guess that's what you're looking to. This is the way we do it. Because system here is built on a process where someone from Harvard studied stuff from 1950s, or something is working in somewhere in Norway, and someone, this is a good idea for the youth. However, Canada, demography here is totally different. Okay, so we have people from all over the world. How can you make these people to be wrong? Again, find a way to get them contribute. Okay, not to just participate. So now this is why my organization is starting kind of boring. Okay, because now I have professional people who are doing things. Okay, but there's one thing they are not able to do. The children, all of children from 5 years old to 20 years old, they make phone call. They know I will solve the problem, and if I will not solve it, I will tell them how they can solve it by themselves, or who. Or if I can't, I know someone who can do that. Okay. Again, that's power of networking I teach children. Okay. This is in this country, network is a very very hard.
Okay.
So you will not see me in many those things. People get together to self-glorify, kind of self-glorifying. We're doing fantastic. Okay. I would rather drive the kids who need to be somewhere to play soccer. Okay. Because if I'm not contributing, I don't know how to participate.
Sure.
Okay. So
Okay.
those again, those are things that African we need to learn. Okay.
Yeah.
So anywhere you go, okay. For me, when I'm going to the meeting, I know what I'm coming out with. Okay. So either I'm contributing or I come here because there's something I'm learning or I'm looking for someone. Okay. So that's another thing. Don't go just for the sake of being there. Think, okay, who else is there? This is what I'm doing, what these people actually can bring on table. There is a politician there. Again, before taking a picture with me, I say, by the way, this is what I'm doing. Okay. So
Okay.
this is what I'm doing. I would love you to come and see. Okay. So again, that's one. The second, I'm going to talk about because there's now black vote. Okay. All politicians interested in black. And again, I tell black people, treat politics like you're going to buy a cow. Okay. So when you go to buy a cow, you don't come with milk. Okay. So basically that's, and then if you cannot find one with milk, the one that you think gonna produce milk soon. Okay. Whether it's a black cow, yellow cow, green cow, it's a cow.
Okay. Okay, John, let's Nardos jump in so that way people can understand what you said. Start with the last one. The ታመጨረሻ እስኪ ንገርና ካብታ ሓደ ሚስጥራት ከመይ ገይሩ ገንዘብ ፕሬስ ገብር እስኪበታ ናይ መጨረሻ ንጀምራ ደሰዓትና እንታይ ነይሩ?
Ja, حاجة أنا متقرشتا فهمت بالكوا earlier مالسي أنت تصرح دل خاطر عليكون importance من تفلت important زهون مالسي network تقبر سبكة الفعالات دعمي is important حاجة فهمت دل أنا do you want the last one
The last one هو جمر له بكس لامسي
بس تعبي هدي زوم politicians زوم كستاي تشمل دالي و vote can govern لهم زلات يا هدي يا كمان زمثل سينا عنا يدل صبغ نجرنا يدلي قالينا نحسبينا حد جزء تسلم سازخونس أو نقدر تسلمتي
مرات على وقت تبليها
صبغ نجر يهلو يخوني لنا نحسب نخوننا جنكم نيكون دبلس هذا فوس كتقبل كلها تايد بهال مرجع ناي
تدمس كلها
يا ختمرز كلها ناي نتهم عيناي politician يحايش الكه تحسب كلهاس كم تايد بهال كفتي كافي خم كفتي
لانسي هو لا
كم كفتي تجزء لها حسب ويلك رجمنا تسلم داتا
لا ولا وتلام
كم داتا
حلبان دي حلبا والله سي
كم داتا بهال
هو تحلب سلام يعني
عارفة بس كل إذا حدش نقدر كيف تسلحي زي يفلت كويس but anyway حجي تسلم ده يكون تسلم ده سعادة ده يكون ده قد سكس عينيتي تحلت عينيتي صبر اللي هو خاطري حجي كلاي كان مني قلطيفة صبر توصي خاطري حجي كما غير كان حسب كان هرتمرص كونكا كل غزي نتي نعها صبو ነገር ደምጻልካ ክትመርጽ እምበረ እንታይ ገድሽ ከም ምን ይጸልይ ምን ይጻዕለ
ነገር ሰካኒ ጥራሕ ውጻልካ ጸባ ጥራሕ ተውጽእ ኣና ጢፋ ጸባ ተውጽእ ይዛረብ ዘሎ ሶ ኣዘራርቡ ሕጂ ብሓፈሹ ሲ ኣጀማምሩ ከም እንዲ ነይሩ ብከመይ ጌርካ ጢፋን ትግበር እንዲ ነይሩ መብዛሕትኡ ግዜ ስራሕ እንታይ ይብል ነይሩ ስራሕ ሪኦም እዮም ድቡን እምበር ኣነ ከይደ የለምን ይድሉ ዋላ እስክንገር
حجي تا important ነገር ተባሃልናያ ማለት እዩ ሕጂ ናይ መጀመርያ እንድሕር ንነፍስኻ ከም መፍትሕ ዘለካ ሓሲብካያ በጃኹም ባይ ትብልኒኻ ሕጂ ኩሉ ግዜ እቲ ፋንደር ድበሃል ክትዘራረቦም ከለኻ ከመይ ጌርካስ ንዓይ ሓግዙኒ ደይኮንካ ትብል ዘለኻስ ምሳይ ኮይንኩም ስርሑ ኢኻ ትብሎም ሕጂ እቲ power balance ካድ ተዘራረብና ኣለዎ earlier ሕጂ የዘክረካ ኣለኹ ማለት
and funders pandas have success. That's one thing.
I think John Claude
They wanna-
he
yes.
ክርዶ ጀሚሩ ምስለን ትግርኛ he start understanding ትግርኛ. Okay, go ahead, Nardos.
He's saying you can understand little.
Yeah, I
Go
had
ahead.
here and there.
And
I've been
there.
hanging out with
Okay.
them for
Okay.
so long. Yeah.
To be fair, I'm also speaking mostly in English. Like, I don't know how much translating I've actually done.
Well, you're part of the organization. That's why I brought you in also. بትግርኛ ነትሰማዕትና እቲ
ሕግዝ
ቀንዲ ዓላማ ሲ
Yeah.
ለውጢ ተምፅኡ ኣለኹም ኣብቲ መንእስያት that's why ፃኹም ኣነ ሕብረተሰብና እውን ለውጢ ከምፅእ ከም ዝገብር ኣብ ኣሜሪካ ኮይኑ ድዩ ኣብ ኤውሮጳ ኮይኑ ድዩ ኣብ ካናዳ ኮይኑ ድዩ ብዙሓት ኮሚኒታት ኣለዋ ኮሚኒታት ግን እንታይ ለውጢ ገይረና ኣብ መንእስያትና ክንደይ መንእስያት
ተመልስና ክንሪኦ ከለና ማለት ሲ sorry to interrupt you, Mike. ከምታ ድበልካያ እታ ፅብቕቲ ነገር ደምፀኻያ እቲ ገንዘብ ትደልዮ ሲ ብስራሕካ ኢኻ ክትዛረብ ደለካ ብኣፍካ ኣይኮነን ንዝለፍለፍካዮስ ገንዘብ ተምፃእ ማለት ኣይኮነን ሕጂ ኔትወርክ ተባሂልና እንዲና ኔትወርክ ትገብር ሰብ ክትፈልጥ ፅቡቅ እዩ ብጣዕሚ ግን ንሰብ ደይኮንካ ትጎይ መጀመርያ ኣብቲ ስራሕ ኣቲኻ ክትሰርሕ ኣለካ ሕጂ እቲ ስራሕካ ምክንያቱ እዞም ህዝቢ ስፔሻሊ ኣብ ካናዳ ኣብ ኣሜሪካ እንታይ ሄደ ስለ ዘይፈልጥ ብዙሕ ኣይፈልጥን እንታይ ከም ትገብሩ ግን ኣብዚ ንነብሮ ዘለና ዓዲ ብጣዕሚ ኢምፓክት እዮም ዝደልዩ I'm sure that it's the same in America ሕጂ ስራሕካስ ክንደይ ፅቡቅ እዩ ክንደይ ትሰርሕ ኣለኻ ክንደይ እቲ ስራሕካ ከኣስ እንታይ ድበሃል ተድምዓሉ ኣለኻ ይደልዩ ክፈልጡ ይደልዮም ሕጂ ንስኻ ከዓ ብጣዕሚ ኮንፊደንስ ይህልወካ ኣብቲ ስራሕካ ምክንያቱ እንድሕር ከድምዕ እንድሕር ትሪኦ ኣለኻስ ንምንታይ ከምዚ ርእስኻ ድኒንካ ገለ ንገንዘብ ትልምን ኣይግብረካን እዩ ምክንያቱ ላይክ ዓንዲ ሕቆኻ ሰይርካ ትሰርሖ ከም ደለካ ይርዳእካ እዩ ከክን ስራሕካ ዘድምዓሉ እንድሕር ትፈልጥ ኮይንካ ከክንድኡ ከዓ ኮንፊደንስ ኣለካ እቲ ገንዘብ ክትሓትት ከለኻስ ምሳይካ ስርሖ ክትብሎም እምበረ እንታይ ስራሕካ እንዳረኣኻ ትደኽመሉ ደለካ እንዳረኣኻስ ንዑ ገንዘብ ሃቡኒ ኢንኩም ንስኹም ውሰዱ ክትብል ኣይኽእለካን እዩ ከማኒ
Marhaba. So my last question is to you, both of you. Of course, you're on Claude. Summarize it. What would you ساعتكم successful دخل organization لكم كنا من ساعات إرتراوان قال حالة أفريقيانو كاب دحرت بيت مرتي أب سجمع داتو أب جانس داتو أب بلداتو نعم كتيركم تحجزوا مع لهم بتعامل النادي. What I was saying to you to her is John Claude. You guys saving a lot of kids. The impact that you're making a difference on kids. They become soccer players, whether international or local. But the most important is you saving them after school. They're getting busy. That's the work ethic itself too. That's which is I appreciate both of you. What would you would be advised? My conclusion before I end up our Zoom. I know I kept you for a long time. What would you give an advice for the Eritrean community, whether they live in Calgary or in America or in Europe, to have a successful youth program to create within the community? What would be your advice? And time of
is to say is easy, practice is hard. Okay. Easy it is. Eritrean community, right? They are entrepreneurial people. Okay, so but when you're doing community development, okay, it takes a village to raise a child. So if Eritrean child get in trouble here, it's not Eritrean the problem. Yes, the parent and family and everyone, but it's Canada's problem. There are people who are willing who also share that burden. Should not be only you. Okay, now you need to learn how to trust. Okay, it's a huge, it's big. Second, non-for-profit, there's no money in it. That's one I can tell you. If you're going to do that to get money, try something else. But if you go in to build a legacy, where 200 years ago, someone come and say, Michael was here, started this, okay? Michael was here, built this bridge. Nardos was here, did this, okay? Then come in for the long haul, okay? Because you understand these children better than anyone. You have a good interest better than anyone. There's two ways. You cannot have everything these kids need, okay? No, you don't. So why? Because of course it's Canadian issues. Otherwise, these children are gonna know what you know. That's it. So you need to get further than you have been. This is why you figure out how to engage other people. I'm not saying other organizations, okay? No, other people. If it's organization, fine. If it's people, fine. But always, you need to direct what's happening, okay? So you need to direct what's happening, okay? Also, once you're there and you convince funders that you're solving actually Calgary problem, Canada problems, they're gonna join you. However, if you keep it, we need to help our kids, Eritrean kids, well, there's no reason anyone is going to help you. Okay, so basically learn to trust and build a relationship outside of your community. So we have a program we call incubation. I done it with the South Sudanese last year. So I'm doing it with one Eritrean guy, where basically I say, what you doing? What's a problem you're solving? He say, oh, this is a problem I'm solving. I said, okay, good. What do you need? This is what I need. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give you what you need. Okay. Then I give you 1 year to show me that you're going to do what you say. So, and I'm available to mentor you because I went through all of that. Okay. If you don't need me, fine. But every week we're gonna be meeting and you update me where you are in solving this problem you gave me. So it's like actually helping with a strategic plan. But strategic plan is not our thing. We don't, if we put on paper, we don't understand. But if we help someone to work with, they develop it by themselves, by just even telling me, then we can basically map it. Then they know where they come from and they where they're going. They can actually see the direction rather than be concentrating on our kids, actually concentrating, okay, solution-oriented organization, okay? And then if we have 5 me in Calgary, then, you know, in 2 years, I don't see myself doing what I'm doing, okay? It will be very boring for me. There is another gap is there. I might jump and just take another challenge and leave this one, okay? However, we need more.
Are you admitting to being a workaholic?
You go. Okay, go ahead, Nardos. Thank you.
Nardos? Did we just catch you admitting to being a workaholic on camera?
Pretty much.
It's you know, for me, my mind is when I see the problem, I don't sleep until I figure out a solution. So it doesn't matter how problem is big.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, if a problem you need 5 million, when I go to funders, I never tell them, you know, we have a bigger problem. I say, no, I need $1 million, 5 million to invest in this problem we have. So if a problem was 5 million, I'm not going to ask 20,000. I will not, even if you give to me, I will never accept it. Okay. So this is basically where now, if I have a fundraiser and I have everybody in the organization, there is something else is not being done. Maybe I will leave these people to do that, then go somewhere else and make another difference.
Okay, let's Nardos. Ski time مخري كم كابتنات وجميركي السغنة في organization بجسد صراحكي. انتي advice محابك حجي ويا بحبرة السبنا بكميتات عطالوا بزحت عبيل منتن كالغري عم لوطي عم نسياتنا بزو حين رئينا علون دي لوطي خل حديك أنا عم بزل لغوي خزارة دخل كمزي نزارة وصنهم جن أنت أدفايس مهابكي كارت تمكروخي مش أوميجا موجا مع سريع كله إلى رأخيهم دايم بالك أدفايس كتب تخونكي مهرة تخونكي
يا حجي بناته مجمريا عيدو حدا قلعة حدا إيرترا وقلعة عندها شجر فاتيرو انتي نجبر sometimes نات راي شجر جرنا نحسبه جن أب كالغاري خوينا ننبر سبات كساع زخونا ناي كلهم كالغاري problem يزي عندي ناي كلهم ألبرتا problem ناي كندا problem يخون مالتيو هجي انتي قبرلنا تحت احساس باخن كيرو خلينا ناتنا تراي شجر زي شجر ناتنا تراي كم زي كنا نحرف امين نالو تي سولوشن كنا مت خلينا تي مفتح خندل خلينا كم زي نحنا تراي كم زي حربتنا جينا نحاسبونينا ካልኦት እንድሕር ምሳና ኣትዮም ክሰርሑ ደልዮም ከዓ ከምዚ ናትና ጥራይ ሽግር ኢልና ኣይንዕብዕቦን ኢና ሕጂ sometimes እንታይ ይርኢ ኣብ ናትና ኮሚዩኒቲ ትረስት ስለዘይብልና ከምዚ ድበሎ ማለት like ንኣምኖ ሰባት የብልናን ካብ ፋሚሊና ወፃኢ ኢቨን ፋሚሊናስ ንሓብአሎም ኢና ገለገለ ነገር ሕጂ ካብ ካብ ምሕር ሲክሬቲቭ ምዃንሲ እንታይ ይኸውን እቲ ቆልዓ ተባላሽ ይኸሎ እንዳፈለጥካ ከለኻስ በቃ ነታ ነፍስኻ ንኸይትጉዳእ ወይ ከዓ ነታ ነፍስኻ ናይ ዘረባ ከይመፀካ ኢልካስ ትሓብኦ ግን ኩሉ ግዜ እቲ ንስኻ ክትፈትሖ ዘይትኽእል እቲ ሰብ ምሰካፈልካዮ ኦፍ ኮርስ ኩሉ ሰብ ተካፍሎ ማለት ኣይኮነን ግን እንድሕር ኔትወርክ ጌርካ ተኣምኖ ሰባት እንድሕር ኣለካ ሕጂ ኩሉ ግዜ እንድሕር ንስኻ ክትፈትሖ ዘይትኽእል ኮይንካ እቲ ካልእ ሰብ መፍትሒ ይህልዎ ይኸውን እዩ ወይ ከዓ እንድሕር ንሱ ዘይፈሊጡ ከዓ ሜይቢ ድፈልጦ ሰብ መፍትሒ ይህልዎ ይኸውን ኩሉ ግዜ ሕጂ ከምቲ ዝበሎ ማለት ሽግር እንድሕር ኣይደንቲፋይ ጌርናዮ it's always better እንድሕር ኣነ ንስኻን ሰለስተ other ሰባት ሰሪሖሞ ነቲ መፍትሒ ካብ ኣነ ጥራይ በይነይ ቅኒን ንዝበል ኩሉስ መፍትሒ የምፅእ ማለት ኣይኮነን ከምኡ ድበለ ከምዚ መሰለኒ ናተይ advice ከዓ is very similar to that ሕጂ እንታይ ይርኢ sometimes ኣብ ከም ድፈልጦ ማለት እዩ ብዙሕ ኣብቲ ኤርትራን ኮሚዩኒቲ እኮ ኣትየ ሰሪሕ ኣይፈልጥኒ ግን ብጣዕሚ like secluded ኮይኑ like እቲ ኣሰራርሓናስ ኩሉ ግዜስ ውሽጣዊ ወይ ከዓ ከምዚ ንኻልኦት ሰባት ጥራይ ደይኮነስ ንኻልኦት ህዝቢ ሕጂ ፃዓዱ ኣምፂና ኣይንመሃርን ኮይና ግን ካብኡ ድኸፍእ ከዓ ኩሉ ግዜ ኮምፕሌን ክንገብር ኢና ንርከብ እምበር መፍትሒ ከነምፅእስ ኣይንርከብን ኢና ሕጂ ነንሕድሕድና ንገልፍ እዞም ኤርትራውያን እኮ ከመይ blah 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 insert like insult here ሕጂ ንነፍስናስ ንዝልፋ እዞም ኤርትራውያን ስክንደይ ክሓቡ ወይ ከዓ እዞም ከም ዝበልኮ ማለት እዩ እዞም ኤርትራውያን ስክንደይ ክጭክኑ እኮ ይንብልኒና I don't think ግን ጠፊእና ከማናይ እንታይ ንብሎ but basically ኩሉ ግዜ እንድሕር self criticism ጥራይ ደይኮነስ ከምዚ ንነፍስናስ down ነምፅኣ we bring ourselves ነትሕታ ንነፍስና ምክንያቱስ ኤርትራውያን ንብል ኣለና እምበር ንሕና ኮይና እሞ ኤርትራውያን ሕጂ ንነፍስኻ ከም ዝፀረፍካዮ ኢኻ ትሓስቦ ሕጂ እቲ ሰሉሽን ክነምፅእ እንድሕር ኮይና ግን እንታይ ክንገብር ኣለና ሕራይ እዚ ፕሮብለም ረኮግናይዝ ጌርካዮ ንበል ሕጂ እቲ ፕሮብለም ምስ ረኮግናይዝ ምስ ገበርካዮ ግን ከመይ ገይረስ ይፈትሖ ከመይ ገይረስ የልምዕ ኣብዚ ናብ ኔክስት ሌቭል ከምፅኦ ኢኻ ትሓስብ እምበረይ ዋይ ክንከፍእ ወይ ክንሓምቕ ገለ ኢልካስ ኣብቲ ሚዘሪ ዝኾነ ነገርሲ ንምንታይ ላይክ መረቕ ትገብር you know what I mean
ፍታሕ ንምፅእ ክላልና እምበር ኣብቲ ሕሉፍ ከምዚ ዛዕባ ነብስኻ ፍታሕ ተድህብ ኣለካ ለውጢ ክትገብር ኢኻ ዘለኻ ምሽ ማይ ራይት
exactly
መርሓባ
ኩሎም ኣማነይ ሰባት ከም ዝረኣኾ ላይክ ዝመፅእ ኣለዉ ላይክ ናብቲ ኮሚዩኒቲ ኣትዮም ዝሰርሑ ገለ ላይክ I know a few ሄኖክ ድበሃል ይፈለጥ ከምዚ ክስታይ ድጅምር ደሎ ናይ ኢንተግሬሽን ፕሮሰስ ገለ ድጅምር ደሎ ብጣዕሚ ንፉዕ shout out to my man ሄኖክ መሓሪ but like that's what I said. Like we just need more of these people who are very dedicated to solving problems, not just complaining about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. نتعامل مسكنكم كلكم. I do appreciate for your time, and you know, I'm amazed what you guys do. بتعامي تقولوا لو تعمل نسياتنا إيرتراوان كابكال أفريقيا في لاب إيرتراوان كابو حد أبتساكر كابنا أشتوس داو عبيتي زلكم أبقال after school وزيوم أبتساقامات نخيات وتعقبوهم زلهم. هاي بحكي جون كلاود كمسكنا كيفوتو كم founder and CEO of the company, the organization, and then of course ديبورا كا بتاعنا مسكنا كي فولنتارا أو سريحكي.
ديبورا محزين.
Divorah has a hona of course. But what I'm saying is, John Claude, I appreciate for your time, for your commitment to making a difference in the African community, and also in Eritrean youth. You're doing a lot for Eritreans, and then I wish other community also like you, going beyond solving issues, youth issues. We have a lot of problem in Calgary and the States and in Europe. That's the most important to solve issues. So, and I appreciate it for today for coming, both of you, talking about your organization.
No, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for having us.
John Claude, you got to teach him that part.
No, yeah, you say you're welcome.
All right. Okay. Thank you, both of you again.